questions from anyone for the sisters? No, meant from the media. Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll take questions from the crowd in a moment. Any questions from anyone here representing the media? Okay, the question is, I went to the Democratic Convention, and Cardinal Dolan went to both, the Republican and the Democratic Convention, and do I feel that there's a split? No, our bishops issued a statement on April 17th that said clearly, the Ryan budget fails the basic moral test. It is not the way forward for our nation. And so we stand with our bishops in opposing the Ryan budget that's been passed by the House of Representatives. The bishops took the lead. We just said it was wrong. We worked against it for 2 years, but the bishops said it failed to pass the moral test. So we use their language now. And the fact is, the fact is that it's not good for us as people of faith, and it's not good for our nation. We tried to go to the Republican convention also. We did 2 workshops in Charlotte. We tried to do those same workshops in Tampa. We never got a response from the Republican convention. We tried to get into some churches there. We were unsuccessful. So we tried our best to be in both. There was a welcoming at the Democratic convention, and we were honored to do it. But we stand with our bishops on this issue. It is abundantly clear it's wrong, and we're with our bishops on it. There's no split. Okay, there was one question over here, and then we can also...
This is not the Yelvin one out. So poverty data just came out from the Census Bureau, kind of showing that we're still stuck at these multi-decade highs. Do you feel that poverty is really getting attention in the potential campaign? Where's your story on what's happening?
Okay, the question is, the poverty data just recently came out, and it shows we're still stuck at a high. And is poverty getting enough attention? Well, I don't think any of the sisters here will ever think that poverty is getting enough attention as long as we have it. So just being clear about that, that's our mission, is to be with people at the margins. But at least it's getting some attention. And the amazing thing about Nuns on the Bus is that it raised up for the first time into our public debate the issue of poverty in our nation. And what many people don't know is that folks making minimum wage, in 1970, if you made minimum wage, you were above the poverty level. The fact is, if you're making minimum wage now, you're quite far below the poverty level because our minimum wage has not kept up with the cost of living. And so what we know is that working poor people are struggling, and we're trying to lift up that reality so that it's seen. It's not a question of, I was horrified with Governor Romney's comment about the 47% that are lazy. That was shocking to me, shocking. But the fact is, we've invited them to come to Cincinnati on October 10th and to meet some of the people we met on the bus so that they can listen, not talk at, but listen to the stories of real people in our nation and how hard they struggle to care for their families. That's what we're about. We're lifting up the struggling folks that are so decimated in our nation and working so hard to make a difference for their family. Once politicians start to listen, I think their hearts will be broken like ours are, and they will not be able to stay silent. They won't be able to stand it. And so we're calling on them, daring them to let their hearts be broken, so that when their hearts are broken, then hope can be risen in our nation, and we can make a difference. Thank you. Okay, in the interest of time, I think